Welcome to Globalpose News. At least 901 people were reportedly executed in Iran last year, including about 40 in a single week in December, according to the UN Human Rights Chief. It is deeply disturbing that yet again we see an increase in the number of people subjected to the death penalty in Iran year on year, Volker Turk said. It is high time Iran stemmed this ever-swelling tide of executions. The total is the highest recorded in 9 years and marks a 6% increase from 2023, when 853 people were executed. Most of the executions were for drug-related offenses, but dissidents and people connected to the 2022 protests were also executed, according to the UN. There was also a rise in the number of women executed. Turk urged Iranian authorities to halt all further executions and to place a moratorium on the use of the death penalty with a view to ultimately abolishing it. The death penalty is incompatible with the fundamental right to life and raises the unacceptable risk of executing innocent people, and, to be clear, it can never be imposed for conduct that is protected under international human rights law, he warned. A spokeswoman for the UN Human Rights Office told reporters that its figures had come from several organizations which it considered reliable, including Iran's human rights activist news agency, RANA, Iran Human Rights, IHR, and Hengor. On Monday, Norway-based IHR said in a report that at least 31 women were executed during 2024, the highest number since it began monitoring the death penalty 17 years ago. 19 of them were sentenced to death after being convicted of murder, according to the report. They included Leyla Ghimi, who IHR said had strangled her husband after she came home one day to find him and his friends raping her young daughter. The other 12 women were convicted of drug-related offenses. Among them was Parvin Mousavi, who IHR said had been her family's breadwinner and had been paid about €15, $15.60 to transport what she was told was medicine, but turned out to be 5 kilograms of morphine. Activists say drugs offenses do not meet the threshold of most serious crimes to which the death penalty must be restricted under international law. A separate report from Hengor, a Kurdish human rights group, said that more than half of those executed last year were from Iran's ethnic minorities, including 183 Kurds. The UN's fact-finding mission on Iran said in August that ethnic and religious minorities had been disproportionately impacted by the government's crackdown on dissent since 2022, when the nationwide Woman, Life, Freedom protests erupted in response to the death in custody of a young Kurdish woman detained by morality police for not wearing a proper hijab. RANA, meanwhile, reported that it had documented the execution of 5 juvenile offenders. International law prohibits the use of capital punishment in all cases in which the accused was under 18 at the time of their alleged offense. Iran accounted for 74% of all recorded executions worldwide in 2023, according to the human rights group Amnesty International. Those figures excluded China, which Amnesty said was thought to execute thousands of people each year, but where data on the death penalty was classified. For more updates, news, views from around the globe, follow us on all our social media platforms at Globalpose.